Alright, so I hope that everybody's having a really, really good day. And if you're not having a good day, just remember that there's a very good chance that tomorrow will be a better day. I've always said that since I first started doing this here on YouTube, and I stand by that motto. If you're having a bad day, tomorrow is usually going to be better. So just remember that. But what we're doing today is we're doing a Twitter exclusive Q&A because I was away from you guys over the weekend of WrestleMania, and I'll be away again for Star Wars Celebration. So I'm not going to be able to interact with a lot of you guys as much as I would like to. There's still going to be videos going up on the channel, of course, but I won't be around as much as I would like to. But to make up for it, I'm going to do this little exclusive Twitter Q&A answering your questions. I'm taping this on a Monday night. It's not going to be up Monday night. It'll be up during the week, but I'm here to answer any questions you may have. It's a Geek Them Q&A from Twitter. Excuse me. And that is what we are doing. So let's go ahead and start knocking some of these out. Platinum TDX, Cheez-Its or Cheese Nips? And I said I like cheese on nipples, and he said, do you lick or suck on them? I say, why not both? I agree on that one. Flash Bomb, do you think female brawlers from Universe 11 or Universe 6 and Champa's taking more Saiyans in Universe 6? And I said I did answer it. I'm going to give him a little thing here. I didn't answer it, but I'll answer it again. Female Brawly is very likely from Universe 6. Very, very likely. All right. And by the way, guys, these questions are going to be not just about Dragon Ball, but also about whatever you ask me. It might be Star Wars, but most of them are probably going to be about Dragon Ball. Rakurai Network writes, do you feel as though people are overrating in a negative light to Goku's sparring matches from the past few episodes? I don't know what you mean by overrating in a negative light. I don't really understand that question, because overrating in a negative light would be like underrating, right? So I don't really understand the question, Rakurai. As far as the matches from, I think, I could be wrong on this, and if so, I apologize. I think that Rakurai is referring to, like, people saying that, it doesn't make sense that Krillin and 17 are so strong. And I have to always remind folks, number one, don't get too hung up on the power scale. Super's got weird power scaling. And number two, don't forget that Goku, it can repress his power. So that right there is something you got to keep in mind. So if that's what he's talking about, that's my answer. Dragon Ball Z Live writes, what is your favorite fight in the entire franchise and what makes it better than the others? My favorite fight in the entire franchise, and there's a lot of great ones. This debate will never end. There's so many great fights. Piccolo versus Goku from the 23rd tournament, I think is the best fight in Dragon Ball history. The build-up to the tournament, the entire tournament actually happening, then the fight, the way the fight kept building on itself and building on itself. We saw Piccolo turn gigantic. We saw Goku show some incredible new techniques. It was the first real main event fight with Goku being not a kid. And it was just so unbelievably epic. There are so many memorable moments. Minoru Maeda's animation is at its peak. Piccolo versus Goku in the tournament, 23rd tournament at the end of Dragon Ball, I think is the best fight in the series, without question. There's a lot of good ones. Is Bailey a cluster B? I don't know. Probably. I don't know. How old will you be on Friday? JK, love you. Thank you, Maria. Good night, Moon. Are you able to read the Admiral Thrawn book, or are you going to read it? I'm sure I'll get to it, but I'm not sure when. Mr. Ninja Star, what would you say is one anime you like to watch in the future that you haven't already? I would like to watch all of Naruto and do Naruto content, but I don't know if that's going to take a while. I would like to watch Attack on Titan now that it's back. I have to watch that whole thing and see how that is. One Piece I would like to watch, but it's so long, dude. Like, it's so long. Those are some of the ones that come to mind. And, of course, Hunter x Hunter, which I'm still in the process of watching. So, I can actually finish that because it has an ending, or at least somewhat of an ending. It's not still going on. And it's not 1,000 episodes. What do you hope to come out of this next Arkin Super? It's going to be a bunch of cool fights. I'm not expecting that much character development. I'm not expecting that much groundbreaking storytelling. I'm not expecting anything like a Zamasu type thing with time travel, convoluted stuff. I'm just expecting a bunch of cool fights and cool team-ups. And I hope that the animation team is ready to knock it out of the park for this arc. Oppai Senpai from Anime live reactions, booty or opais? I've answered that before, brother, and I like both. I love both. Please don't think I don't love both, but I like opais a little bit more. PJ, hey Geekdom, what other anime do you watch instead of Naruto and Dragon Ball? Well, I've only seen a very little bit of Naruto, but currently the other anime I watch, I mean, when I say currently, I mean like in the past couple of years, is One Punch Man, and I've started to watch Hunter x Hunter. I'm actually planning on revisiting Yu Yu Hakusho. It's not a new anime, and I'm not. This question's obviously about new anime, but I still want to watch that show one more time because I haven't seen it since the 90s and kind of revisit that. That's kind of what I'm watching right now. But we'll see. We'll see. There's a few other ones I want to watch, but I haven't gotten to yet. I have way too much on my plate, yo. Way too much on my plate. Super Ken Kaio, right? What video are you most proud of? Honestly, I'm very proud of the Dragon Ball in-depths that I've done, of the Icons interviews I've done, the Dragon Ball explained videos, because, I was doing these like Dragon Ball explained videos very early on, and a lot of other people came along and started doing them now, and I think I kind of paved the way for those people in some ways. I wasn't the first one to do it, but I think I showed that it can be done to a successful degree. Because we have a lot of hardcore Dragon Ball fans now. And I think there are still more hardcore Dragon Ball fans that haven't even been discovered yet, that don't even know about YouTube or any of that. They're out there. It might seem weird, but they're out there. So, but to answer your question about what video I'm most proud of, I would have to say it's probably the video where I break down Bruce Faulconer's history with Dragon Ball Z. Because that video, I was so stressing over it. I was writing the script. I was talking to my lawyer. I was trying to make sure that everything I said was nice and fair. Because there's a lot of dirt on Bruce, okay, guys? There is a lot of dirt on Bruce. There's a lot of information I was told about Bruce from various different people. And there's a lot of stuff I left out of that video. Now, I personally have nothing against Bruce. This is just stuff that I was told, I guess you can call it gossip. And I left it out of the video because I didn't want to come off disrespectful, and I'm not a big fan of gossip. But the reality is that I was really stressing out over it, and I think it's probably my most researched video I've ever done. Nobody's done a video like that about Bruce telling you the whole story. So I think that is the one I am most proud of, to be honest with you. What are some of your fondest moments of Dragon Ball? Obviously, all the Dragon Ball Z transformations are great. Goku showing up on Namek. For the first time when he elbowed Raccoon, Goku meeting up with Grandpa Gohan. There's so many, dude. I love that franchise so much. There's literally like hundreds of them, bro. Like, I can't even answer that. But I just named a few right there. Obviously, Gohan SS2, and then when he killed Cell, puts tears in my eyes. It's so amazing. One Tough Nerd writes, with the resurgence of Dragon Ball as a whole, do you think more modern fan works like Dragon Ball Redux DB Redux should get more attention? I want to talk to Redux. That's my dog, the Devil's Corpse. I want to get him on the channel soon. I think so. I think that with Dragon Ball Super coming back, that there is a renewed interest in Dragon Ball. Well, not coming back, but bringing Dragon Ball back. There is a renewed interest in Dragon Ball. And I think as a result of that, a lot of fan projects have been taken off the ground. Now, obviously, the big one's Team 4 Star's Dragon Ball Z Abridged. That's probably the most successful fan project we've ever seen, like ever, is DBZ Abridged. And they've actually made an impact in the community beyond anybody else. Then, of course, you've got Melavelli, with Absalon. I mean, he hasn't done one in a while. They're very infrequent, but he has his thing going on, and then you've got, of course, you've got Malik Torihane doing his stuff. There's just so many. Young Gigi's Dragon Ball AF. There's so much. But really, the problem with fan projects is that it's very hit or miss. Like, you could do one for years and not get any attention, which sucks. There's a lot of fan artists, and then there's some that just blow up and just get a lot of attention. So I think they should get more attention. Yes, I think they should. I was actually planning a series covering fan projects that I'm a fan of, or at least reviewing them, but I have so much on my plate. I'm holding off on that. I'm going to get to it one day. It's just, I got a lot of stuff going on. So, moving on. Jason Iced 88. Just going to leave this question here since normally it'd be too long. He writes, do you think it is possible that if when Imperfect Cell asked to be allowed to become perfect, that if it was Goku rather than Vegeta, Goku would still allow him? I'm basing this off of the fact that Goku left Frieza to do the same to get to full power, and that Goku can't resist a hard fight. Very, very good question, and the answer is yes. I do believe that Goku would have allowed Cell to become perfect, just like Vegeta did. Maybe not, like maybe if Trunks, maybe I think Goku would have been easier to convince to not do it than than Vegeta would by Trunks. But I think if given the opportunity, and if Goku was by himself, and if there was no Trunks, yes, Goku would have allowed him to do it because Goku always wants to fight guys at their strongest. So yes, I do think he would have done it. Not to mention, don't forget that famous scene in the Cell game when Goku gives Cell a Senzu, and everybody's like, oh my god. Even to this day, you got fans like, oh my god, I can't believe he did that. What's wrong with him? So Goku does, boneheaded things from time to time. And yes, the answer is yes. I do believe that he would have. If you think otherwise, leave a comment. Let me know why you think otherwise. Zanki, what is your favorite what if form that Dragon Ball Heroes created? SS4 Gohan, SS3 Broly, Baby Janemba. Oh, dude, I don't know. They're so wacky. Like, they are so wacky. Oh, man. I really like... Dude, there's so many. I actually kind of like the way that... Like, I like Vegitrunks or Vegiunks or whatever. The Veganks. Veganks is what you call them. The Vegeta Future Trunks fusion, I like that a lot. That's probably my favorite what-if form. And I think that it would be cool if they put that in the Super. They won't now because Future Trunks is gone. I mean, he may come back later, but I think that right there is my favorite form. That one right there, the Veganks. And that's a new one, too. Dan the Man Zero, a favorite anime besides any of the ones of the Dragon Ball franchise? I already covered that earlier. If that was already asked, do you still play Dokkan? Once in a while. All right, we got 2 questions about Death Note. Now, I'm going to answer these, from SSB Great Ape and from Adrian Aragon. Okay, I don't know if you guys are talking about the movies. Like, because there's a new Death Note movie coming out, and I haven't seen it yet. I don't know if that's why I'm being asked this, or if we're talking about the anime. I've only seen a little bit of the anime. I never finished it. I know it's another one that people have been dying for me to watch. I probably will, because it's only about, 27 episodes? It's not even very long. I love the concept. I never finished it, so that's my opinion. Serial Saiyan Blast the Mic writes, what's your honest opinion of Dragon Ball Evolution? Not a very good movie. I'm not one of those guys that threw furniture when it was coming out, because I just had this feeling before it even came out that it was going to flop. Like, I just knew. I knew it was going to flop, and it did. And I knew that it wouldn't really hurt the Dragon Ball franchise. Like, I knew it was going to be such a bad movie that no Dragon Ball fan, no self-respecting Dragon Ball fan would take that movie seriously. So, I don't really hate that movie. It's very hard to watch and very, very bad. But I don't have, a hatred for it. Jason here writes, what was your inspiration for YouTube? I don't know if I really had an inspiration. There are people who I think have definitely inspired my channel, like Comics Explain and Missed Air Fusion, a few other people who have definitely inspired me to make videos. Stupendous Wave also, and I actually was around, I think, a little bit before him, but I like his style, and I've, kind of seen what he's done and kind of incorporated into Dragon Ball. So, I don't know if I call them inspirations, because I didn't... I discovered them after I already started. Well, not Lance. I've been watching Lance forever, but I discovered Comics Explained and Stupendous Wave after I had already started doing this. So, I just respect them a lot and respect what they do. So I don't really know if I have inspirations, but I guess those are the closest things. William, I'm not going to even start to pronounce that name. Which form of Majin Buu, including game forms, do you like best? I like Fat Buu. He's my favorite. Kid Boo's cool, but I like Fat Buu the most. I like Buuhan. I like them all, but Fat Buu, I think, is my personal favorite because he actually had a personality, a unique one. What do you think about this post? Why is Goku not worried about tournament universe getting destroyed? It's wacky, bro. I mean, that's done by freaking Sean, bro. I know the guy who does these, dude. Like, I talk to that guy once in a while. I know who does them. This guy right here. They're talking. What's your favorite saga from Dragon Ball? Definitely the 23rd Tenkaichi Budokai. Definitely. Do you think the rule of killing will be lifted? I feel Champa saying, hold on, Hit can't fight at his best without killing, and the rule's lifted. No, I don't think so, but it's going to be used as a crutch to protect Hit. In other words, it's going to be used as a way to say, oh, well, Hit only lost because he couldn't kill. They're going to do that again. And then maybe the next tournament, they're going to allow killing. They're going to keep doing that, I've noticed. This guy's funny right here. He's Dragon Ball K made by Tori. All right, bro, he's trolling. Are you hyped for Rick and Morty Season 3? I've only seen a little bit of Rick and Morty, and I do like it. I really do, and I am. I actually am hyped. I got to go back and marathon the first 2 seasons, but I am hyped. Who is your favorite newer artist? I don't know what you mean by newer artist. If you mean, like, fan artists, there's just so many of them. Like, I've worked with so many of them in the past couple months promoting these art, the artists in Dragon Ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have... there's Olympia, there's Ashan, there's Tomislav, there's so many. Like, there's so many. There's Angel Arts, Oscar. I don't know if I have a favorite. I can't pick one. Chi-Chi versus Bulma in bed. I haven't had sex with either one of them, man, so I haven't not slept with either one of them, so I don't know. What is your favorite anime of all time? My favorite is Dragon Ball. Best is probably Yu Yu Hakusho. Top 5 favorite anime series. Yeah, I like Yu Yu Hakusho. I like Dragon Ball. I like Fushigi Yugi a lot. I liked Evangelion, even though I haven't seen the new movies yet, but I have them here. I just haven't got around to actually watching them. I like Sailor Moon, the old series. What else do I like? There's an old anime called, I don't know if you guys have seen it, called Ranma 1/2. It's kind of like Yu Yu Hakusho before Yu Yu Hakusho. In the spirit of the show. Y'all got to check that one out. It's an old 90s anime I think is really good. Any predictions for future arcs in Dragon Ball Super? I did a whole... It's sad, guys, because I actually did an entire video where me and Rio to Rio predicted the arc after Trunks, and we couldn't upload it because they announced the Omniversal Tournament or whatever, the Tournament of Might Universe Survival arc. They announced that before the video went up, so we couldn't even upload the video because it was already dated. Like, we just couldn't do it. And we had tons of ideas there. We had ideas about Zarama coming back and having a beef with Zeno. We had an idea about them going to Planet Sadal. We had, there's just so many. Dude, they've opened up this world to where any fan fiction can become reality in the modern era of Dragon Ball. How'd you get into the Dragon Ball franchise? I answered this a long time ago, and honestly, man, it's too long to answer in this Q&A. I don't want this Q&A to be too long, but I got into it, the Cliff Notes version, got into it by reading it in a magazine in 1994 in EGM. I saw this wacky guy with blonde hair, and I got curious. So that was my first exposure to Dragon Ball. If DBZ characters were real, who would you meet and why? Marin, the Krillin's girlfriend from the Guard Jr. saga, I would meet her, and you know why. Peyton Paul, what's your opinion on the Superstar shakeup so far? I like it. Now I'm recording this on Monday right after Raw ended, so I don't know what they're going to do on SmackDown, but I think it's necessary. Shake things up once a year. Why not? Nagisa Zodiac, if I screwed your name up, I apologize. Favorite thing about each series of Dragon Ball, what do you like least about each one? I'm going to only do a couple more questions and then wrap it up, guys. I can't answer every question, but there's just too many of them. There's, God, so many responses. But thank you for sending your questions in. These are always first come, first serve. My favorite thing about each series, Dragon Ball. So my favorite thing about Dragon Ball is, we're talking about each, like, anime, I guess. Dragon Ball has tremendous character development, tremendous build-up, tremendous heartwarming moments, and mostly the development, I think, is its absolute best in Dragon Ball. However, Dragon Ball Z has some of the more memorable moments, and I think DBZ has so many great moments, like individual moments, and it also has the character arcs of Piccolo, Vegeta, and Gohan, which I think is fantastic. Dragon Ball has the character arcs of Goku and Tenshinhan, mostly, more so Goku than anybody else, and in a way Krillin too. So that's my answer for that. Least favorite thing about Dragon Ball is probably the fact that some of the pacing is a little bit slow in the middle, and I think that it's a little annoying. The manga part of the Red Ribbon Army is a little bit better. As far as DBZ goes, more plot holes and inconsistencies. That's my issue with DBZ. Now, as far as GT and Super's not over yet, so I'm not going to answer that. But GT GT's best thing is that they had tremendous concepts, they had tremendous animation, they had amazing... Dragon Ball GT has great ideas, poor execution, and that's my opinion on it. But not everything is so poorly executed. GT, I think, is hated on unfairly. There's a lot of good stuff there, but there is also a lot of boring stuff too. You know, it's not the best series at all. And by that time, it's so far into the future, and I don't think that GT utilized the side characters that well at all. I think Super's done a tremendous job of utilizing side characters more, especially for the Universe Survival arc. So I feel like GT falls there. You know, I do think that's the main problem with GT, in my opinion. A couple more, and we're gonna get out of here. Favorite DBZ game? Damn, dude. I don't know, man. I like Burst Limit. I like Budokai 3. Those are probably my top two. I like Revenge of King Piccolo. I like Advanced Adventure. I like Legacy of Goku 2 and 3. So those are just the ones that pop in my head. Somebody, can you explain the impact? Hold on. All right, this will be the last question here. From Not Till the Fish Jumps. Would you ever take a trip over to Japan to personally expand your knowledge about the franchise and its roots even further? I would love to. Been here for 4 years and it has definitely brought a deeper exploration about the series and how impactful it is here. And then Mustafa writes, can you explain the impact? This Mustafa guy, I don't really know him. I think he kind of annoyed me once a long time ago, but I have no heat with him or anything. I mean, he's asking, I guess, can he explain the impact? I'm gonna let Edge Figure here answer that. I'm not gonna answer it because he's asking him. But yeah, Dragon Ball's pretty impactful in Japan, brother. You know what? We're gonna go ahead and answer these three, and then we're gonna get out of here. Mr. Mac Tane, do you think that Vegeta will find new power now that he has a daughter to protect? I think if she's in danger, yes. Do you think that there's a chance that Universe 7 and 6 will team up in the tournament? I think we'll see a little bit of that. A little bit, but not for the whole thing. And who do you think will be the first from Universe 7 to be eliminated? You would think it would be Krillin, right? You would think it would be. I don't think so. I think it's going to be Tien. I think he's out first. But maybe it could be Roshi. Or maybe they're going to give us a shocker and throw out like Gohan. That's going to piss off the Gohan fans. But still, I think it's going to be Tien. So, thank you guys so very, very, very much for leaving these questions here on the Twitter. Thank you as always for your support of Geekdom 101. I will be away this weekend. I'll have my super reviews and previews and all that stuff up. If any news breaks, of course, follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/EmperorBigD. I'm sure to comment on it. As far as doing a video on it, I may or may not be able to get to it. We'll see. But I'll be back in full swing over the weekend. I'll be back in town Monday, back in beautiful, beautiful sunny Tampa Bay. But I will still have my stuff up on the weekend. It'll be a little bit late. Thank you as always. Hope you all have a great day. And like I said at the beginning of the video, if you're not having a great day, just trust me, tomorrow will be better. Talk to you later.